What can a 12-year-old girl teach you about retirement? In 1930, a lifetime ago, a then shy 12-year-old girl was sent to the corner meat market by her mother to buy 4 pork chops for dinner that night. To make the purchase, her mother handed her a quarter, 25 cents. And when she returned home, she handed her mother a package of 4 thickly cut chops and returned 5 cents back in change. Hard to imagine, isn't it? 20 cents for 4 pork chops? And yet, what I just shared with you is absolutely true. That 12-year-old girl eventually married and later became my mother. Her name is Phyllis Lynn. Today, my mother is 96 years young and still lives at home. She retired in 1984 as a secretary and now depends on Social Security and a small pension check to live. Recently, my wife and I sent her 2 dozen chocolate-covered strawberries. The cost, including shipment, came to an even $100. Mom said the strawberries were simply delicious, but when she learned what we paid to get them to her, she nearly fainted. You see, my mother's sense of value, what things are worth, was established early on in life, no different from your own. To her, the value of what 4 pork chops should cost hasn't changed. After all, pork chops are pork chops. But should she buy them today, 20 cents no longer cuts the mustard. Those same 4 thickly cut pork chops today cost about $8. And as for the strawberries, she thinks, who in their right mind would ever pay $100 for a few pennies worth of berries dipped in chocolate? Think about it. Does she have a point? If you're old enough to understand the effects of depreciating value of money, consider this. Phyllis never expected to live as long as she has. But now that she has, she's forced to make tough decisions about how she spends her retirement money every month. The reason? The value of the dollar is not what it used to be. Its value keeps falling. It's done so for years, making everything we buy cost more and more. So now, what with the cost of living being as high as it is today, living on a fixed income, Mom has arrived at a point in her life where she has to decide what to do without, just so she can buy what she absolutely cannot do without. Now, we help Mom financially as best we can, but that doesn't stop her from living frugally. She often tells us, growing old isn't for sissies. And so it goes with most everyone facing retirement today. You may be thinking you have enough socked away for retirement, but what about 10 years from now, or 15 years from now? Let me give you just one example of what you're going to have to figure on. Although the federal government says the dollar's inflation rate is under 2%, the actual inflation rate is closer to 10%. And that means those pork chops you pay $8 for today will cost over $20 10 years from now. And that's considering the inflation rate doesn't go any higher. Fat chance of that not happening. From 20 cents for 4 pork chops a lifetime ago to $8 today. This is what a 12-year-old girl can teach all of us about retirement. Unless you have a way to offset rising prices on everything from soup to nuts, people long retired like my mother will tell you, get ready to do without. Her statement's a hard reality, difficult to accept. Yeah, we can deny it, but doing so doesn't change the outcome one iota. It is for this and many other reasons why more and more people close to retirement or who already are in retirement are looking for ways to beat inflation. The problem isn't the lack of money. There's plenty of it floating around. What you need is a way to get in front of the movement of money, so when it does move, you're there to capture some of it. One of the most effective ways of getting in front of money is starting a home-based business. With the national average home-based business netting close to $50,000 a year, it makes good sense to investigate this growing phenomenon. With what you know lies ahead, I'd like to show you a business that keeps bringing in the money long after the work is done. Many people who got started in this business are already earning 6-figure incomes. They did it working part-time right out of their homes. No clocks to punch and no bosses. Take it from a 96-year-old lady who knows what it's like living on a fixed income. Click on the link below to download and read Product Distribution and the Movement of Money. Your future just may depend on it.